Hey, what's going on, folks? So, in this video, I like to talk with you all about setting up our budget, right? So, when we're starting on our investing journey, we got to have some money to invest with. And one of the things that I've noticed with different students I've had is a lot of people simply haven't been learned or taught how to save their money so that they can use it for things that can make them money in the future. A lot of people collect a check and they ready to spend it. And with whatever saving money they may have, they spend that too. So I had a few different mentors tell me that you want to set aside a little bit of money for yourself for investments because, we're always going to have something we could, spend money on, whether it's a bills, taxes, you know, some dance recital or a concert we want to go to or a vacation, whatever it may be. It could just, medical bills, God forbid. People tend to spend what they have. And then that's how we get stuck in that 9 to 5 trap, stuck working for the same paycheck. And if you've had a couple of, crappy jobs, you know what that's like. Um, you know, Saving up that money just to spend it and then go back and do the same work that you don't feel like doing, right? And that, there's a couple theories to that. So I learned from somewhere, I'm trying to remember where, that uh how you make your money can sometimes be a predictor for how you spend it. So if you resentfully go to your job or you hate it or you just working to get a paycheck and you put up with a bunch of dumb crap at work and da 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 da, then when you get that money, you're trying to get it off of you because that came with so much, energy and turmoil and stress and negativity, whatever it may be. You're trying to dump that money off. So you make $500, then you go to the club, you go to dinners, you blow it. You go into just spending money recklessly. Subscriptions that you probably don't need, and then you don't have money for the things that you do want or things that you do require. So we want to get in the habit of one, saving some money for ourselves for our investments, whether we want to invest in a business for ourselves, other investments like stocks, real estate, crypto, whatever it is. And we want to save aside some money. And then we also want to make sure we're making money in a way that's beneficial to ourselves. And then some jobs, like you're probably going to have one job that you just in your life or a few that you just don't like that much, but you do it to make a living. When you have those jobs, make sure you're setting aside some money for yourself, right? So, so I was talking to a client I have, and they were like, we set a budget and we said, all right, we're going to get started with trading with $500. And we talked for a month or two and we got back to a one-on-one session. I was like, okay, so did you save up that money that we were working towards saving? And they saved up some money, but it wasn't really close to where we needed to be to get them in the markets, to use the strategy that we were going to use. So I was like, well, what happened? And they were like, well, I had this bill and that bill. And then, the holidays came up and I wanted to buy presents and da 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 da, and, taking care of family and friends. I get it. So then I asked, I was like, well, we were going to save 20 to 25% of those checks, right? And they said, yeah, but I spent that money and it was on, worthy causes. But then I asked, I was like, well, so if we're going to be investing to make more money, how are we ever going to get that money if you don't save at least a small percentage, even 10%? And so that it kind of clicked then. So then she said, okay, well, I still have emergency expenses that come up. So how am I supposed to save money for that? And I was kind of like thinking, I was like, well, it made me think a little bit. And I was like, well, if you think about it, the way I came up with my emergency money was like, I save money the same way, 20, 25% of a check. Sometimes I could only save 10, but I saved a little bit for myself so that I could invest it. And that investment was in the emergency fund. But then once you got, a couple $1,000s or whatever you want to keep in your emergency fund, I recommend at least 5,000 if you're living in America right now, just in case of emergencies, whatever your goal is. But it's like once you save that money, okay, you're using the same technique to save money to put in the market. Okay. So what we're going to do is I want to draw up a sample budget. Okay. So let's say we work. Let's say we work at Groceries Are Amazing store. Okay. And we make, so our check, we could say wage check, whatever, is, let's just be humble. Let's say we make let's just put somewhere around what people make. Okay. Some people make more, some people make less, but let's say we make $500 a week. Okay. So you're making $500 a week. So week one, I'm going to say I want to save 25% of $125. Week two, same thing. I'm going to just copy and paste. So two. So week two, we got 125, week three, and then week four. So we got 125. So after 25%, after 4 weeks or basically a month, we got basically a new paycheck of saved money, right? So our savings in month for the month is $500. There you go. Now hold on to that. When you have that money, you can't, you don't want to be spending that on just any old thing, right? So, what is that left over? What does that leave you with left over? So here's the tricky part, because people have to pay, we should pay our bills if we feel like we owe money or we have debts to pay, right? So leftover money is going to be what? 350 times, or 375 times 4. So we take $2,000 a month and we get left with $1,500 left over. Well, you might say, okay, well, let's say my bills are $2,000. Have you ever been behind on a bill? Okay, sure. So you don't have to pay it or pay it with interest. But, and this is kind of aggressive. You could save 10%, like they say in the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, where he was saving his coins up. At the same time, it's like, how many times have we been behind on a payment and still spent money on stuff we didn't necessarily need? For me, an investment is almost like a requirement. Like I like to invest my money in different streams so that I'm building my money, growing my money. So we got $1,500 to pay our bills off. We might have to have a new hustle, but what I'm going to show you all in investments is going to help us make that money back. All right. So you have $1,500 to mess around with. And if the people at your TJ Maxx subscription are like, yeah, you late on this bill, you just be like, I'll pay it when I have to pay it. Now, I'm not saying get behind on your money, but save the initial investment amount, right? Because you can't help anybody if you're always broke, at least with money. So you got $500, you still got $1,500 to pay back. And you just either got to take on extra hours, work another job, do whatever you do to get back to $2,000 so you can pay more bills, or $3,000, whatever your $4,000, whatever your budget is, whatever expenses you have. But this is how you save. As you can see, it only takes 4 weeks. And I put $5,000. I meant to say $500. So you can see where if you did this all year long, like you would be saving up. If you save 25% of a $500 check for 52 weeks, you would basically have $500 times 12 months. You've saved up $6,000, and that's plenty of money to start investing in the stock market. All right. So things are going to come up. It's not going to be exact, but leave that money aside for investing. Don't touch that money if it's for investments, because you want it to grow. So you have to play, you have to keep a tighter control on your money. You can't just be splurging like that if you really want to invest, because when it gets down to it, your investments will end up making all your passive spending money, all your discretionary spending money. It's a process of getting started and sticking to that. But you could do 10%. So if we did 10%, let's just say 10% of 500, that's $50. So after 10 weeks, you have your money. Boom, just like that. So you have your $500, you know? So it's saving a little bit for yourself. But if you spend all your money, you're going to frequently be broke, right? And if you always paying the man or always paying other people or loaning your money out or spending on silly stuff, you're going to be at square one often as well. So you can spend the majority of your money and contribute that way, to pay what you have to pay or what you would like to pay, but save some for yourself for investments, for a rainy day, for building multiple streams of revenue. So we'll talk about some more stuff, but I just wanted to drop this video so that you all can get your mind thinking about, how to get started with your investments. Good luck, folks, and I'll see you in the next videos.